Hi, I'm Zeba from Kindergarten Cafe, and today we're going to talk about small groups in kindergarten. How do I group students in small groups? I like to base my groups on skills that the students are working on and working towards and learning and needing time to practice. I keep my groups skill based so that the groups are fluid. As soon as the student learns the skill, masters the skill that we're working on, they don't need to keep meeting with me. Just because they're in the red group doesn't mean they need to see me every time the red group meets. I want them to be able to go do what the other group is doing if they've already learned that skill. It's a waste of their time to keep practicing the skill if they've mastered it. So I group students by skill based on regular check-ins, progress monitoring, different assessments that I have. I regularly assess students about every 6 to 8 weeks, just a quick check-in to see how they're doing on the skill that they need to work on. Or if I'm noticing in the small group that they've got the skill, then I pull them out of the group and I put them in a different group for a skill that they need to work on. You can see here my planning sheet for small groups. You can get that free in the blog post. But I mark down the skill that I notice based on the assessment we've been doing, the check-in that the students need to work on, and I write down the names of students that need to work on that skill. Then when it comes time for small groups, I'll pull just the students that need to work on that skill, and we'll work, and then I'll pull another group, or if we run out of time, I'll pull another group another day. How often should I meet with students? So the students that need the most support should see a teacher every single day for 10-15 minutes, definitely no more than that. The students that need less support will meet with the teacher less. So the students that are on grade level maybe will meet with the teacher once a week, or the students that are above grade level will meet with the teacher once a week. It totally depends on the spectrum of students you have in your class. I've had years where I feel like half of my class needs to meet with me every single day. And that's just not really feasible. So we have to really focus on what skills are the most important for the kids to have at this time of year. Who doesn't have those skills yet? Those are the students I'm going to see every single day. And then beyond that, I'll see students maybe 3 times a week, then 2 times a week, once a week, and like that. I would definitely try to meet with every student every week, at least once every week. And that goes for both reading, writing, math, all the small groups. So what do I teach in small groups? Well, I have a very targeted skill that I'm working on with them. So let's say I want to work on letter sounds with them. I tell them what the skill is that we're working on. Today we're working on practicing our letter sounds. And then we do the activity together. Maybe I'll model it for them, or maybe at this point they know the activity well, so I can just give it to them to practice. And as they're working, I'm watching closely, I'm giving feedback, and deciding whether or not we need to add support or take away support for them when working on this skill-based activity. And because the groups are so skill focused, based on one particular skill, it is so easy to prepare for. I have lots of baggies. You can see behind my desk here, I have lots of baggies in different baskets based on content area. And the baggies, the plastic bags, are labeled with the skill that the activities in the bag contain. So I just pull out my more or less bag when I'm working with a more and less group. I pull out the letter sound bag when I'm working with the letter sound group. I pull out the handwriting bag when I'm working with the handwriting group, right? So every single skill that students might need to be working on, I have activities for inside my plastic bags. All I have to do is grab the bag, and then I can just pull the activity that we're going to be working on that day. I do like to have for reading when we have books prepared, when I have books pulled out for them ahead of time or different activities. I do have different colored baskets for some reading groups. Again, it's not just a standard, this is the red group. This is the group that needs to work on phonological awareness. And so that's my red basket. So I have all my phonological awareness activities in the red basket. It just helps me organize all the groups and their different materials. But other than that, I just pull out the activities I need for math, the math groups I have for this go around, and they're just easily accessible behind my chair in my small group table area. I'm a big proponent of work smarter, not harder. And so having the bag of all the skill-based activities right there is just so helpful. I don't have to really think ahead of, well, what am I going to teach each kid in each group? I can just grab the bag. I know the activity I'm going to do with the students. If you are interested in working smarter, not harder, and having skill-based small groups in kindergarten, you can grab this free small group planning sheet in the blog post. And that ends our talk on small groups in kindergarten. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment below, and definitely check out the rest of the blog post with even more information.